if you talked with a teacher who didn't have that much comfort with project-based, with inquiry-based, or with hands-on or open-ended challenges like this, what kind of advice would you give them? And what kind of benefits are waiting on the other side?
Give it a try and try to step back.
Yeah.
It's really difficult as a teacher to step back. You have to, because that's where the learning is.
Yeah.
Okay. Could this be a useful tool to help teachers get comfortable with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. They should try one themselves. They'll find out. Just tinker.
I think that's what got us hooked, is we started tinkering ourselves.
We were a little bit worried about the kits at the beginning, like there looked like so many parts, and the science teacher, the high school science teacher, goes, if you need me, I'll help you. And then we go, okay, we can do this.
Don't want to ask for help.
We didn't end up having to ask for help.
Oh.
Yeah.
The directions were very laid out. Well, that's one thing that I think we felt comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
They're in English.
Yeah. I mean, you scaffold it, right? There's
Scaffolding,
right?
for sure. Scaffold, like
there's
it's
a couple.
a little bit.
I think it's 5 tasks to start. We did it as a class.
Warm-up challenges.
Safety, like what a short circuit is. These are the things that you really, really have to know, and then I'll let you go.
Yeah.
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 I think the safety lessons were really good.
Mm-hmm.
I did have a few students complain about the resolution of some of the images. They were like, I can't make out what's in the picture, like I can't see it. But that was a minor thing, and then when I showed them the PDF file that we had and I could blow up the picture on the screen that we have, then it was better, but what there was to print was a little bit difficult. So like some bits were a little bit difficult for them to see. But besides that, it was quite a thorough step-by-step. And also some of the students who I think just want a little bit more explanation were like, a few different things happened between this step and this step, and they couldn't. So I mean, for the students who really crave that specific directed instruction, or who were afraid to proceed without having done everything exactly the same as the book, which I did have some students like that. Some of them were looking for like just like the teeniest step by step, but I could parse, and their classmates could parse the text that was there, and we were able to help those kids too. But yeah, definitely in terms of inquiry-based learning, like that's learning. As an adult, if you ever, especially if you're college educated or whatever, when you sit down and try to learn something because you have to learn it, it's always much more of a drag and much more difficult than when you see something that you want to touch and play with and figure out, and you just get the chance to do that, right?
Excellent. So in what ways, if any, has the kit had an impact on the environment in your normal typical science classroom, like compared to this year and last year at this time? Has there been any change that you could perceive?
To touch on what he spoke about earlier, just seeing kids that normally don't form groups or work together in the classroom in different activities come together. I have like one parent, like in particular, they're not fighting, but they're kind of at odds, right? Just it's a normal thing in classrooms, right? Yeah. But seeing them come together and kind of laughing and having a good time, sharing ideas, helping each other, problem solving, yeah. That was the like one of the bigger things that I really noticed. I really loved that idea. Is just people coming together and solving problems.
Yeah.
And I didn't say, hey, you two work together. They just did it naturally.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great.
The moments where some student in the classroom gets really loud about like, oh, look at this, and then the people around them take a look and they're like, oh wow, look at what this kid's name did. Yeah. And then the other kids come around and look at it and they're like, oh, that's a great idea. Like, what if I used it here in my thing? Like, can I take your idea? Can I borrow your idea? And
sure.
And that moment was really, or not that moment, but those moments were really great to see. And in my classroom, particularly where, as I've said, I had a number of students who were very much like, oh, I want to do, well, I don't know what to do, so I want to do what the text says. those moments were the moments that moved the entire class's constructions further and further slowly away from what was printed in the book, and slowly students' creations were becoming like mishmashes of several different people in the class's ideas to get the desired result.
Back to the original question, just the tact at the back. Ontario has thinking, application, if you can see that at the back. Communication, knowledge. The kids, like the knowledge part, they have to learn that. That's kind of the boring part. If they don't have it. The application part, we don't have enough of that at our school. The kids really help with that. Now they can apply what they learn, like especially electricity, whatever, and that's the key. We have, communication, blah, 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 but the application, the A.
Actually, I would say even in these kits specifically, almost where normally the knowledge comes before the application, here it was almost application leading to knowledge because they didn't, they were just told like, do these, put these here, and then flip the switch, and then they see it turn on, and they're like, oh, I just did a thing.
But usually we just like too much
then
knowledge
the question
maybe,
is,
but we have to get them all in there, and then the thinking and communicating too. So what's going on here? And then being able to explain it, I go, wow, good job. Like that. I mean, you could really use that.
That's really
I think
interesting.
that's one thing going forward.
I know that
We'll try to do
Colombia,
as much as we can.